Are you ready? I think it's ready. I know, I'm ridiculous. Okay. It's so good. It's so refreshing. I love simple ingredients. I love fresh ingredients. And I also just love beverages and drinks that just make me think of home. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my Caffeinated Redhead channel. I'm so excited that you're here. Today, I'm gonna make you one of I'm gonna say it. It's one of my favorites, one of my all-time favorite coffee mocktails. I created it several years ago, back in 2014, for a fun little coffee tasting. And I'm really excited to share it with you today. So let's get started. It's citrusy, it's gingery, it's delicious. This is what you need. You're gonna need some citrus. So I've got some delicious just oranges. I like to go ahead and slice them off of the rind a little bit and just kind of have them in the little circles. We have the citrus. We also have amazing ginger root. Now, I know it doesn't look very appetizing. It's very inexpensive. It's incredibly good for you. And there's a couple of options. You can go ahead and just slice it up. You can just like peel off the peel and then slice it up, kind of muddle it up, and some of the juices will be extracted a bit there. Or you can also go to your favorite juice shop and just ask them to juice a couple of shots of ginger for you. Or if you're juicing things all the time and you have a juicer, just juice a couple of ounces of ginger. I find the juiced ginger is what really makes this drink super dynamic and really exciting. And it's gonna come out, it's gonna have more heat to it, which I think is awesome. So you can muddle it up from the root itself, you can juice it from the root itself, or you can just support your local juice shop and get it juiced, which is what I happen to do. So I have, this is a lot. So I asked for a couple of ounces and I almost got 16 ounces from them. So it was a juicy piece of ginger apparently. So I'm gonna use this, and not all of it, don't worry, not all of this is going in here, but some of it is. Let me also show you my other favorite. It's the Trader Joe's. Clearly, this bottle has been used several times. It's our ginger infused maple syrup. You can really do any kind of sweetener that you want. You could do regular sugar, you could do agave. You don't need very much sweetener, just a touch, just to really highlight the citrus and balance out the earthy spiciness of the ginger. And this one just happens to be infused with ginger, so I'm going all out today because, hello, why not? This is awesome. It's a coffee mocktail. And then what I also like to do, just to give it a little flair, it's a mocktail, right? So I'll actually cut up some of the rind and turn them into fun little pieces that you'll see how I shake it up in the shaker in a little bit. But just like a pile of these little rinds are really gonna come in handy when we're actually shaking them up. What are we shaking them up in? Well, thanks for asking. We're shaking them up in this fun little martini shaker. I got it at, I don't know, some local spot. It's inexpensive. You can find one yourself. You can also just stir it if you want. Here's the other ingredient that's super important too, is cold brew. So I like to use a cold brew concentrate. I don't like it already diluted because I'm gonna ice this beverage and I'm not actually gonna put that much in it. I just want it enough to really have the coffee come through. So I like that stronger coffee flavor. You can cold brew it however you want to. I have a super simple, easy way just to cold brew at home in your French press, just with whatever your favorite beans are. You can also get that concentrate. Now it's so popular, it's awesome. Anybody can get cold brew concentrate. It's just a matter of what kinds you really like and don't like. You can buy it at your local coffee shop. You can get it at your local grocery store. There's not many places that don't carry cold brew right now. Or you can have fun and make it yourself. There's multiple ways to do that too. Okay, we've got all of the ingredients, so let's get going. I can't wait for you guys to try this. So the first thing that I like to do, I just get my little martini shaker and I'm gonna go ahead and get the ginger juice in there. We're gonna call it ginger juice. Okay, so I'm not really a recipe person. I go by taste, I go by feel, but because I wanna help you guys out too, let's just start with a teaspoon. It's easier to add than it is to take away. So as you're playing with these ingredients, just start with like half a teaspoon or maybe a teaspoon of certain things. So this will be the only measurement that really I use. So I'm just gonna dip it in here. I know that I like a lot of ginger already. So I'm gonna get just this fun little teaspoon of ginger juice and I'm just gonna put it in right in here. And you know what? I feel like I'm gonna need more than that. Ah, 2 teaspoons. She's crazy. I know, it's gonna be so good. So I put 2 teaspoons of our juiced ginger in here. And then I'm also gonna go ahead. So I'm actually gonna throw in a couple in our trusty little shaker, and it's gonna be swirling up with all that ginger. And then I'm gonna go ahead, and same rule applies for measurements. We're just going off a feel, and we're going off of just like a teaspoon of this incredible Trader Joe's ginger infused or ginger root infused maple syrup. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and do probably a little less than a teaspoon. Well, I guess today it's gonna be about a teaspoon. So there we go. Are you excited? You should be. This is gonna be so good. For mocktails, I think in general, juiced ginger is such an incredible ingredient to use because it really takes on, you feel that heat in the back of your throat like you would a good dark liquor, like a bourbon or a whiskey. So playing with the ginger juice, I highly recommend it for sure. Okay, we've got maple syrup, we've got juiced ginger, we've got citrus. Oh my word. It smells like a combination of like a ginger candy with citrus. It smells super sugary actually, but like a good kind of like almost a caramel. It's crazy. Okay, so we have that, and then we're gonna go ahead and put in our amazing cold brew. So this, I'm really just gonna, it's probably 2 to 3 ounces. And as you can see, we've got, it's just gonna be mixing up in there with the ginger juice, with the citrus, and with the maple sweetener. I already have some oranges in here. Now we just need to add some ice, and then we're gonna shake it up, and then I'm gonna taste it, and we'll see what happens. So just grab whatever kind of ice you have available. So now we've got ice in our shaker. We've got all of the ingredients. I'm gonna go ahead and throw in a couple of these rinds in here, because that's just gonna add just a little bit more aroma, a little bit more complexity, and also it's just pretty. Okay, let's shake it up. Is there a way to do this that looks professional? You know you're shaking it up well when it starts frosting, you know, like the outside, like you're gonna see kind of like a little bit of that frost. And then your hand gets cold. Oh, it's gonna be so good. So I also have a cup prepared. So you can pour it straight in from here if you like, or you can also just, I have one glass that I think is so fun. And I already put in some of our orange rinds just for a little extra flair, right? So we're gonna shake this up. I'm gonna take the lid off and see how it smells. It's also gonna be a little frothy. Oh, it smells so good. This is when it's like you really want the camera to be able to smell, right? Ooh, it smells good. Okay, part of me already wants to put a little bit more ginger in it, but we're gonna taste it first. You gotta swirl it around. It just looks like regular delicious coffee. Definitely smells like coffee. You're gonna have a little citrus on the nose. Ooh, my tongue's a little bit tingly, and I think my assessment was correct. I wanna put just a little bit more ginger and a little bit more maple and actually some more orange in there. And with ginger, if you're familiar with ginger, there's, oh, and look at it, where you have that frothiness right there. That's what's, oh, it's so beautiful. You know, it would also be really delicious in here, a little dust of cinnamon powder if you have it. Also highly recommend. Ginger, cinnamon, orange. Yes, this is amazing. And again, like I said, it's so much easier to add than take away. So you never want to do too much at first. Something to keep in mind when you're using ginger, especially fresh juiced ginger, is that it is similar to anything spicy, like garlic. When you're adding garlic or ginger, there's gonna be kind of a slow burn, and the longer it sits in there, the spicier it'll get. So I'm pretty known for adding maybe a little too much of that spice, because I'm like, oh, I don't taste it at first, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Here we go, 1/3 teaspoon. This is gonna be awesome. All right, let's shake it up. It's frothing up. Oh, I love like that frothiness at the top. It's amazing how beautiful ice and citrus can look. Okay, we've got this. Oh, it smells citrusy. It smells spicy. Can you see this? Ooh. Is there anything more beautiful than coffee spilling over ice? I would argue that there isn't. Should we garnish it now? Look, it's so simple. It's so fresh. Let's get one of those oranges. Dust it here on the side. There you have it. Betsy's ginger brew. Simple, delicious, a little spicy. Oh, so good. Okay, and then as it sits there, then you're gonna start feeling a little bit more of that earthy heat from the ginger. And really that's what adds like a little bit more complexity. You're gonna have people that taste this and they're like, oh, this is so refreshing and delicious. And they're gonna have to try to figure out what's in it. And that's probably one of the funnest parts of this. Thank you so much for watching. So Betsy's Ginger Brew, please give it a try. It's incredibly easy to make. We use amazingly fresh ingredients, fresh citrus, fresh juiced ginger, our own homemade cold brew, which you can also purchase at a store, right? And then some of our delicious favorite sweetener, which is a ginger infused maple syrup. You can also use just regular maple syrup. It'll still be really delicious. I keep saying that I'm gonna show you guys how to make cold brew too. So I'm gonna make sure at some point I teach you guys how to make cold brew at home also, because it's so easy and also super duper refreshing. Enjoy. I know I will. So good. This beverage just reminds me of summertime. It's refreshing, it's delicious. Okay, enough talk. Let's just get the rest of it in here. Do you see how good that looks? I love simple ingredients, I love fresh ingredients, and I also just love beverages and drinks that just make me think of home, which my home is surrounded by orange groves, and so in the summertime you drive through the orange groves and you're just smelling orange blossoms, and you know, there's just nothing like it. My ginger brew is so simple, it's so refreshing, it's a little bit zesty, and it's truly, truly delicious. I hope you give it a try. It's a little bit of an adventurous coffee mocktail, but I think with a little bit of adjustment to whomever you're making this for, they will love it. It's an adventure in a cup, that's for sure. Tell me in the comments if you've tried it and what you think of it as well. Cheers! That would be a good idea if I had 2 full ones. So I just like slice them in like little circles, right? Oh, little they're like little sunshines for your eyes. I prefer my mocktails shaken, not stirred. Let's get started.